Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.
We're not qualified.
Who are you?
Explorers in the further regions of experience.
I understand. If you do not listen, then the hell with you. Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the 165th episode of Screaming Into the Void, the show where we talk about whatever the hell we feel like. My name is Samuel the Infamous, and joining me today, as you can see, we have green-haired anti-liberal. Welcome back.
Hi. How's it
Hi.
going?
You cut your hair.
I did.
It's like
You
weird
have
short.
in your name. Your name is broken. How do you
Yes,
show
I
your face like this?
Yeah, my headphones falling out.
Like today, even, because it was
Nice.
long last night.
Yeah.
And I see you invited the girls. Hi, girls.
Yes, they're here.
Yes. Well, okay. Yeah, didn't expect that. For those who don't know, I do a show on my buddy Devil's channel every early ass Saturday morning, and Gal was on last night. And by last night, I mean like fucking 14 hours ago. So
Yeah, less than 24.
Yep.
Left at 1.
yeah. So yeah, and she had long hair then, so this is a bit of a shock for me.
It's been a while since I've had short hair.
Yeah, it's
nice.
It's gonna take some getting used to, I think.
I like it.
I could put a hat on to make it somewhat more.
No, it's good. Leave it as is. It's fine. We also have with us Caucasian Sasquatch, who is also currently streaming this in a vertical mode, I believe.
Yes, we have hammered out our way we're going to do it. We shall do it this way. This is the way.
Yes. Last night we attempted to do something kind of silly, see what happens. It didn't really work out great, but so we've fixed it. But apparently we can stream in multiple aspect ratios now simultaneously. So over on my channel, this is going to be in the horizontal. He will be in the vertical, and together we control the signal. Do not adjust your television sets. Speaking of which, Abe, welcome in.
Yo, what's going on?
Not too much. I hear I hear you guys got some interesting shit going on with your TVs over there.
Oh, yes, we do. It never ends.
Yes.
God damn it.
You know, my favorite thing about that whole thing, we'll get into greeting the chat in a moment, but the thing that keeps coming up that just makes me laugh hysterically is when all these people, including the CEO or director or whatever the fuck of the BBC, who stepped down the other day, said on her way out the door, the most respected and watched news organization on the planet. Right? That
Mhm.
no, it's not. No, that's a fucking lie.
No, hasn't been for at least 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 30 years ago, I mean, it's probably because I'm an American, but I'd never heard of the BBC 30 years ago. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I only really, I only really knew about it once I started, paying attention to politics.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Period.
Well, I found out about it because when I got into my early 20s, there were which was not 30 years ago. People started talking about like certain kinds of shows on British television and stuff. And a friend of mine had a satellite TV package that included BBC America, which tended to show more reruns than like current content. But I ended up watching things like, Monty Python's Flying Circus on there, Blackadder, Faulty Towers, these sorts of things. But it was just like, entertainment stuff. It never crossed my mind that it was basically your sole channel and that all the news came from there too. So
Maybe about 40 years ago. Yeah. Well, closer to 50.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. It's just funny to me that they keep saying it's the most watched and the most trusted news source. No, it isn't, and it hasn't been for a very fucking long time, and it's certainly never
No.
been a globally trusted news source. You know?
I mean, it was once in the 90s, and it was a respectable institution back then.
Well, now it's not British Broadcasting's problem that all of the internet has invaded on their thought space, and that now they have to define thought crimes in order to keep people watching.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I think the point where people really lost faith in it, aside from the fact that it comes out, of course. I mean, I know you guys in UK have known this forever, but for a lot of us outside, we just figured it was just a television channel. We had no idea that it was subsidized by the government, like over here, right? And which of course makes them beholden to it. That's not what you call a free press, you know. So
yeah, you can't trust any organization that tells you the news and is sponsored by the state.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Essentially.
Yep.
So yeah, and so when they
could to start with,
right, and so when they came out a couple of years ago during the whole pandemic thing, when they were talking about like didn't you guys? You had a whole department at the BBC that like made news worldwide about correcting misinformation. It was like a fact checker. Office or whatever, and they came out straight out with lies right away that were verifiably false.
Yes. Yeah. They at some point they were just like, okay, mask off. We don't give a fuck now. We're just gonna flat out lie to you.
It was the wildest thing.
It's kind of funny to me that period took place immediately after the purchase of Twitter.
Yeah.
I think it was like, okay, cat's out of the bag. We're done. Everybody pull your mask off to show everyone you're actually a demon.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was just the timing of it was all weird. It was like all the cards came tumbling down at once. Before we get too much further, I'm going to greet the chat, let you guys know that we do see you and all that stuff. Hi, guys. Howdy. First up, we got Fletch83. Welcome in. We have scrolling down. We kind of got a slow start today. We got Ardent Party. I did not spook the like button. I hit it with a shocker. I mean, I see Sasquatch saying Hassan style, but I'm not convinced that that's Hassan style. I'm thinking that's like Dane Cook style.
Yeah, we might be going shock rod here. I'm not sure.
Doing a
there is a difference.
So we got Thumping Weevil with us. Hello, welcome in. Good to see you. Lord help us, Tampa. Howdy. Good to see you. Old Blindy, welcome in. We've got JB with us tonight. Which JB, you might ask? My JB. Well, there were two JBs in the Beelzebub chat last night, and we were just like, I'm pretty sure one of them is mine.
Which is which?
So welcome in. Good to see you. Jack Tarlad, howdy, my friend. Good to see you. Hero, as he says. Hero. $2. $2 make us scream. I think that's everybody so far. As you come in, remember we are currently live on two separate YouTube channels, Samuel the Infamous and Caucasian Sasquatch. We're also live on Twix and on Rumble. If you're at any of those places, drop a comment, let us know you're here, and we'll do our best to acknowledge you as the conversation progresses. We do have some things to talk about today. We do have some topics. I don't know how much shit we're actually going to bring up on screen. I think this is going to be more of a opinion column kind of thing, as it normally is, but with less visuals. So
don't die on us, gal.
I'm trying. I'm over here trying to survive.
Well, please,
the gal's making me laugh.
All right, welcome in everybody. And so yeah, the BBC thing is just it that's not like a big news item. I just think it's funny that people keep calling it the most trusted fucking news source, which hasn't been true in a very long time.
Yeah, the whole TV license thing is just more and more bullshit that's been going on for years.
Yeah.
Right, supposedly, it was originally established just to fund the BBC. Then they said if you have a television and you watch anything live on any channel, you need a TV license. Then they started extending it to live broadcasts on any platform, including YouTube. And people are just like, fuck off.
Yeah.
No, we're just not going to pay for that, and you can fucking do one.
I mean, how do you get people to pay for that? I mean, aside from going to like specific internet providers locally, right?
Well, back in the war, which when all of this was actually set up, the premise was when you purchased your TV, you would purchase your first license, and you had to fill out the little card and all of that crazy stuff. And it was largely for public announcements, public knowledge, public stuff. And then programming got involved in advertisements, and then it broke.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know.
And it just went downhill from there.
I don't understand how you guys do television over there, I guess, because I'm thinking about it now. It is the BBC is basically what PBS is in the United States, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Essentially, yeah. It's funded in part, as they say in their please send us money ads. It's funded in part by viewers like us. Man, I haven't watched PBS in ages. Anyhow, but they do receive a significant subsidy from the government, which also means it's funded in whole by viewers like us, actually. But but the thing is, I can't imagine PBS being basically the only channel anybody ever watches. That's not a thing here.
Yeah,
most people forget that PBS exists.
Yeah. Well, you got to think. All right, so I grew up very, very rural. When I was growing up, we had 3 channels, right? PBS was only occasionally one of them.
Rabbit ears,
right? One of those really tall things on a pole. But yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Very rural.
The giant satellite dish. I had those too.
When I was in my, I want to say mid-20s, I was staying with my mom to help save some money and all that, but we weren't paying for like cable or any of that nonsense, right? However, we didn't have like all the basic channels that everybody gets, right? For some reason, because she had these antiquated rabbit ears stuck on the top of her fucking TV, and so we could only get like 3 channels in ever, and one of them was a televangelist station. One of them was UPN for some fucking reason. Which is where I saw a lot of stuff that I rather enjoyed, actually, because UPN used to do this thing. Now, for those who don't remember, UPN was a network that existed prior to the CW, back when the WB was a thing, and they merged, and that's how you ended up with CW. Is it's essentially an amalgamation of WB and UPN. So this was prior to that, and UPN used to do this thing late at night where they'd show these random fucking movies at like 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Just like you'd never know what you were going to get.
This is where your taste for trash horror comes from.
It
now
totally
it all
is.
Makes sense.
It totally is. I watched so much shit on that channel.
Trash. You don't need to add the horror to the end of it.
But I mean, this is back in the day when like you could still buy a television with a UHF dial. So
yeah. Do you remember when the WB used to have that fucking racist little frog on it?
Yeah, I mean, I think racist is a bit of a stretch, but yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He had a name too.
Stereotypical frog, I'll say.
It was certainly
frog.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he had a name too. I can't remember what it was. I was like,
it was
Pippin Paps a
Michigan J Frog.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
I think it is Michigan.
I want you to say the guy who just showed up in chat's name.
Oh, I know this frog, like the dancing one with the top hat.
Yeah,
Michigan J Frog. Why was he racist?
Bilal is
racist?
your bester.
No.
Nice.
Tongue in cheek, Michael.
Thanks for coming. Hit the like button. Double tap the screen.
Yeah, fair enough. But now UPN was great. UPN was fucking awesome. They unfortunately folded, and all of their content got shunted over to CW, which is how actually Warner Brothers acquired the rights to Buffy the Vampire Slayer for a while, because it was on UPN while it was still on air.
So, y'all remember the pre-service of Sci-Fi Channel?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay, so back in the day when you'd purchase whatever bandwidth it was you were going to operate on the satellite networks and in the cable system, you would have to verify that either you could pay for a full 24-hour block for a given amount of time, like 6 months, a year, 2 years, something like that. Or you would have to prove that you have enough advertisers to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
And Sci-Fi at the time, when they were starting out, they didn't have quite the advertisement strength that they needed to be able to convince the FCC or whatever that they could broadcast. And so they couldn't get the rights, which they had already purchased, to actually broadcast things that they had the rights to broadcast, but didn't have the bandwidth projection to broadcast, right? And so what they ended up doing, I know it's really silly. It's really silly. And it was just a silly oversight by the company and the processing of all the stuff. For about 3 weeks, 6 weeks, Sci-Fi Channel didn't have any actual programming. All it had were these CGI productions of the Mars Canyons, a fly through of the Mars Canyons done in Polygon, like Star Fox.
Oh, I think I do remember that shit. Yeah.
About 12 little individual, almost like YouTube videos that were apparently made by people that were working there, who were like, what do you mean you need some programming? No problem. And they went and done some. And then the rest of it was there were people sending in donations, and there was this one part of it where it was showing like this animated motion synthesizer of voices and a nice young woman on a microphone saying, "Thank you, Jacob Bester. We appreciate your money. Thank you, Thomas Winston. Thank you." You know, is there all the
original ASMR?
Yeah, basically, it was a whole bunch of like stuff that's done on YouTube all the time now. But back then, all of that stuff was the programming, along with this one live action. I think it was a 3.5-minute filmlet about a guy going fishing, and he argues with his wife about hurting the fish. And he's like, "Oh, they don't feel anything." He throws the freaking bait out there, sets it up in a little rod holder, and then an apple lands on the bank beside him. And he looks at it, and he's like, "That's a nice apple." So he takes a bite out of the apple, and the fish fishes him.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. And it's like, that
sounds like a great fever dream.
Yeah, no, it's filmed like it's
early Sci-Fi Channel basically was a fever dream, dude. It was weird shit.
Twilight Zone, Outer Limits.
This was before that.
Yeah,
I know. That was just
Friday the
as it continued.
Series, honey. You want weird? Go for some
I'm
Friday.
sorry, Grandpa.
Yes,
I was just talking about what it spawned. Please forgive me, grandfathers on the panel.
Yes,
you let these damn kids in here.
She's not that much bigger than we are, guys. I'm just putting that out there.
I'll let her lie. You gotta let a woman lie sometimes, or else they get all uppy.
Yeah. No, it was interesting because like I didn't find out. Like obviously they advertised Sci-Fi Channel in a lot of places, but when it first debuted, it wasn't part of like basic cable or basic television stuff. It later became sort of part of the basic cable package, and then it wasn't again. But when it first started out, it was like a specialty premium, like you have to buy this other 600 fucking channels you're never going to watch kind of niche thing. And nobody I knew had it.
They're all in Portuguese.
Right. And I never had it. And I never, I didn't know anybody who did. Well, I went out to visit my grandmother in Illinois when I was like, I don't know, I was like 13 years old maybe. And she had satellite with all the fixins. Right. which is where I got my first taste of sci-fi. And at the time, they were still showing like lengthy anime epics on fucking Saturday mornings, right? Which is where I discovered Record of Lodoss War, that kind of thing. And it was just the weirdest thing because they would just show this random shit at the time. They didn't even have like, set programming. They were just like, okay, we have to fill this time slot. Let's just throw this thing in here. It was very strange. And then down the road, when they became less niche and more mainstream, as it were, they started adding other programming, like Gal was saying, like Outer Limits, like the Twilight
Battlestar Galactica,
the original, the original Battlestar Galactica, that kind of thing.
It sounds very much like Channel 5 over here. Like when that first launched, I think for a few weeks it was just like adverts for things that were going to be launched on the channel, and it had trippy little things like that. And then over time, it just eventually morphed into like the Hitler and porn channel. It was just history documentaries about World War II during the day. No, although I'm sure if you stayed up long enough, kinda.
I'll tell you, without the American History Channel over here, like our version of the History Channel, there's no way I'd be able to take Eastern Europe in a matter of months with just tanks. But I'm absolutely positive I can't, having studied it as much as I was kind of forced to, because depending on what level of cable you had determined what types of channels you got, and History Channel was on almost all of them, except for the very, basement. And so if you couldn't find anything else on, you could flip to the History Channel. But for a while there, Sci-Fi was running almost exclusively like whacked out old school sci-fi. Like you might show up and they were playing Metropolis, or you might show up and they were playing some old Doctor Who re-editing, right? Where it was.
I'm pretty sure the first place I saw the original The Day the Earth Stood Still was on that channel. Yeah, like they got into.
They should go back to that
stuff. I kind of agree. I agree with you. I do. I miss the days when channels told you what they were up front, right? Back, I mean, you remember like the 13 years that MTV actually played music videos?
God, I miss that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Shit.
Actually,
I remember.
Like in History Channel used to just be straight up fucking documentaries all the time, and most of them were pretty interesting, and they were engaging. People were watching, and then at some point they just started making historical fiction, and then it just became fiction.
You know what happened? I know exactly what happened. I can tell you the very point at which the History Channel jumped the shark. Do you remember the mermaid documentary, the mockumentary of a historical mermaid race that lived?
Yeah, because didn't they use a bunch of images of that thing that P.T. Barnum was slinging around?
Yeah. They man, see that's, I remember sitting there, I was eating some fucking Cheerios on the couch at like 2 a.m, and I saw an ad for that, and I looked at my mom and said, "This is the beginning of the end of the world. You realize that, right?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "From this day forth, I mean, this is a mockumentary. They can put anything on this channel. They're not just looking at history anymore. They're looking at the framing of future history instead of worrying about the documentation of previous history."
Which is a long-winded way of saying now they're making shit up.
They making shit up. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ancient Aliens Series 400 now on the History Channel. Like, come on.
And I'm telling you, they came from space, man.
Like, I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
Like the ancient alien stuff, I don't actually mind so much, because a lot of that is like, just supposition, right? They're just like, well, we don't know. We don't know about this thing.
Write a novel.
Why this sort of thing happens. Like I don't have so much a problem with that, especially when they were going to like historical dig sites and trying to back up their claims with actual evidence and shit. I mean, even if they failed,
at least then it was pseudo historic.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was and it was entertaining as fuck, right? But when they just started like praising Eric von Däniken as God, I'm like, okay, look, he had some fun, silly ideas, and of course, that book that he wrote, Chariots of the Gods, did spawn the greatest sci-fi television series of all fucking time. But it is bullshit scientifically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's.
I mean, admittedly, there are some very curious questions, but most of those questions that are left in the shadows of history can largely be explained by an individual genius.
Right.
No one can quantify the capabilities of a genius. When you take a look at Leonardo da Vinci and you look at the fact that he wasn't just conversant in engineering, he would have been accepted beside any of today's engineers, most artists, a true, what do they call it? You got a whole polymath, a true polymath.
Yeah.
Yeah. A maverick of his age.
So I don't know, man. I just like.
But my point is, just imagine. All right, so you've got that fucking little bird in Egypt that is a glider. Imagine if Leonardo da Vinci was an Egyptian, and instead of doing all the work that he did in Venice or wherever the hell it was, Italy or whatever, he was just one of the slaves out there and had a kid, and he carved him a freaking look. Check it out, it can fly. He's just a genius, though. He's just cutting rocks, doing his life.
Oh, by the way, this is popping in my head since I briefly touched on the whole Stargate thing. What kills me about that is so Stargate was inspired by Eric von Daniken's work, right? Dude wrote a book that was like, hey, maybe aliens built the fucking pyramids. And it's been largely debunked, even at the point where they did that. But the guy who read the book and he's like, hey, this would be a great idea for a sci-fi movie. And it was a great idea. He still managed to take shots at debunked fucking scholars in the movie. Like the bit where Daniel Jackson is saying, who translated this? They must still be using Budge. For those who don't know, E.A. Budge was the source for Egyptian hieroglyphic translations for 120 fucking years before somebody finally figured out he made most of that shit up, and nobody called him on it because nobody knew any better.
Same thing with Zachary Stitchin. Yeah. I mean, he pretty much just made up a bunch of shit and wrote it in a book and was like, this is what the Sumerians were writing.
It's like, even I was like, I think 14, 15 years old when Stargate came out, and I was watching that and I was like, oh shit, Budge is catching strays out here.
I'm not sure that's a stray though. I mean, he was a bit of a charlatan. It's not like he was running a con game and it was a carny at heart. So that's not a stray. That was a direct shot.
Yeah, I mean, I've read a Budge book or two, right? And he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. The man is a world-class liar, But it was just a little side tangent there. I just thought that was really funny.
Maybe he's just a different kind of genius.
A series,
just a marketing one.
One debunked theory goes and makes fun of another debunked thing, like right in the script. Good times, man. Good times. Yeah. Anyway, I kind of got a little sidetracked here, but that's what we do here on the show. That's what we do, right? Rails are for people who have them. We don't. So it just kind of is what it is.
I didn't know we were supposed to bring a rail. I mean, I can call a guy.
I mean, like, yeah.
Right.
Not that kind of rail. That's a whole other thing.
Don't do drugs, kids. Okay.
I do realize that sometimes it seems like those kinds of rails are present while we do this show, but that's not the case. We're not endorsing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing anything of the kind. It burns a little. Oh no! So one of the big things I wanted to cover today. There are a couple of things that I actually, because we took the week off last week, and again, apologies for that. I got sick. It was a whole thing. Because we took the week off, I do have some stuff that's kind of piled up for the last couple of weeks. But the main thing I wanted to get into today was Trump's defense of H-1Bs. Because I am not fucking happy.
I don't think many people are.
Not even a little bit, man. Look, I'm not one of those guys who's, obviously, all in on Trump. Oh, Trump is the greatest of all time, can do no wrong. But I also do believe that he's doing a lot of things that are good, right? I just don't believe that everything he's doing is good, right?
Yeah.
And this shit,
he's just got a particularly bad take on this.
Holy shit! I mean, you guys saw that interview, right? What was her name?
I saw some of it. Yeah,
famous interviewer lady. I don't know why I can't remember her name today for some reason.
Oh, Sasquatch is mermaid now. Nice.
This is my monster footage of the birth of my channel. Yeah.
That's not the right one. Looking for the clip that I had. Here we go. I think this is correct. Yeah, it was Laura Ingraham. Laura Ingraham did the thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and actually, I know I said we didn't have anything to play and all that stuff, but we're gonna go ahead and actually do this. I'm gonna put this in the private chat real quick. For I don't know, is Gal? Are you here? Are you still with us?
She's gone hiding.
Knows.
I don't know. Well, somebody with better internet than me, pull that up, please.
I will try.
So, welcome in, Aaron. We had Aaron Laura on the panel last night. It's good to see her.
Aaron,
good to talk to her finally.
Good to see you.
Oh, wait, did I hear? I heard something. What did I hear?
Yeah, you heard it. I'm just trying to get it to like embigify and share and all that cool stuff.
Fair enough.
Zoom in, enhance,
and bigify.
This might actually be the wrong clip, but it might not be either. I don't know. It was a whole thing. There was a long interview that I did not actually watch all of, but
well, it does open with H1B.
I think so. Yeah.
Americans have to talk about it.
And does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign
right.
Also, you have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented
right there.
people.
You don't have certain talent, and people have to learn.
So fucking train them.
Yeah. We've had this same problem in Britain for years. You know, we've got mass youth unemployment, and we've got plenty of avenues in which to train them in practically every single field, but the government just goes, no, we need more migrants. Just bring people in now, they'll take the jobs, and then we'll just bankrupt another generation. It's stupid.
And that's the problem that I'm seeing here. He's not bringing people in who are experts in these fields to train Americans to do these fucking jobs, which is, by the way, the only way that I see this working out long term. He's bringing people in who are going to take these jobs and not fucking leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And even for the people who do actually have, some qualification in a particular field, because they are migrants, on average, they tend to get something like 80% plus of them are on lower than the median income for that type of job. So how skilled could they be?
Right. You know, and what's the incentive? What's the incentive here for Americans to succeed if they're just going to get fucking replaced en masse, right? If you're just going to bring on a bunch of even if we're talking about the top 1% of experts in their field, you know, across the world, although, you know, let's face it, most of these guys are going to come from fucking India.
And the Philippines.
Yeah, you know, but when you bring all these guys in to do all these jobs and all that stuff, they fill out those fields, they have those positions, right? What's to incentivize Americans from bettering themselves? He keeps talking about, you know, making sure the American dream is a reality. Part of the American dream is the ability to build yourself up, to learn new skills, to get yourself into a new tax bracket, to be able to build a better life here. If we're just handing this better life, these first steps off the fucking foreigners, right? We're not giving opportunities to our people, right? And granted, a lot of our people aren't going to take those fucking opportunities. Sure, I'll give you that. But there will be some who will, right?
Yeah.
I know someone who's been searching since March.
Right?
This year.
You know, if you're just going to hand them off to fucking foreigners, what's to incentivize Americans from bettering themselves at all?
I think that's part of the point here is to try to get as many of the people as possible on the public dole so that they have some level of control over what they do.
Excuse me.
Look at schools. Look at schools and colleges. Some trade schools do pretty well at preparing people for the world, but for the most part, college has become a camp for political dissidents, and high school has become a pipeline directly either to college or to prison. And they tend to like frown on the whole trade school concept. The trade schools have largely been relegated to post high school individual choice education.
Yeah, but even in prison, man, you know what you got access to in prison? Fucking trade schools.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right. But most, in my experience, most people come out of prison knowing how to like hot wire a car instead of how to do paralegal work.
That's a trade.
Mm-hmm.
Car thief.
It's a trade. I didn't say it was a good one, but it is a trade.
I mean, it'll come in handy after the apocalypse.
Sure. Right up until we run out of fuel.
Shh.
Well, any trade really is the only thing that's going to survive the short-term AI apocalypse anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to start doing more physical jobs that right now are
really
not replaceable.
Right. Well, that's the other thing. Is like he's not talking about. He keeps using in this clip. He keeps talking about like building rockets. Right. Rockets are assembled. They're not just like, you don't just have one expert go in and make the whole fucking thing. They are assembled. It does not take specialized education to put pieces together. We do the same thing with cars. We do the same thing with fucking washing machines. Rockets are just machines.
Yeah, contrary to popular belief, Elon Musk is not an Isambard Kingdom Brunel. He's not designing everything to a micromanagement level. He's not actually designing the rockets. He's hiring people to do it, and then he's hiring people to build them.
Yeah.
And he's just top of the chain. Yes.
But and I keep harping on the Indians thing is because they tend to be the largest group recipients of the H-1Bs at this point in time. That's not the only issue. The other thing is he's also doubling down on this whole 600,000 fucking Chinese spies coming to take slots from American students in American colleges, right? Which, while I'm not a fan of the college system in America, personally, I think the higher education thing has run its course. But you're essentially you're inviting a bunch of students, quote unquote students, into the country. I've said this before, who are legally obligated by their own homeland's laws to spy. If they don't do that, their family dies, right? Like bringing these kids in, first of all, we're inviting a bunch of fucking spies right past the gate, right? And that's not good for us. And if they don't do it, if we encourage them not to do the spying thing, however that looks, right, then that also puts their families at home in danger, and it certainly will end their lives when they go home, if they go home. Everything about this is fucked.
Yeah, we got the same issue over here. 20 years ago, I was studying at one particular university, and 1 in 3 of the students there were Chinese nationals.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a big university. There was a lot of people. Did you ever see them? Not really. They kept to themselves very much so. To the extent in which they would have like Chinese-only parties in the dorms and things like that.
Which is not assimilation either.
That's not assimilation. They're not adopting anything that's Western.
Right. And, on the one hand, I get it. Like, we have students in the States who go abroad to go to university in other countries and other locales and whatnot, and they learn their things, and then they come back, and they supposedly bring that education with them to enrich us. That I don't really have an issue with necessarily. What I do have an issue with is guaranteeing 600,000 slots to foreigners from a nation that we know is going to be spying on us and is.
Yeah. Is actively working to undermine not only your country, but all of Western civilization.
Right. And how many of these kids say they graduate, say they do their thing? Meantime, they're, funneling information back to the CCP. How many of them are going to turn around and go home after they graduate? I mean, I
Not
imagine
to mention-
some of them are, but like some of them are going to start applying for these H-1Bs. They're no longer on student visas. They're going to start applying for these H-1Bs.
Yep.
Not to mention the amount of remittance that takes place in those types
Yep.
of situations, because almost all of the money that's being used to finance these people's education are largely coming from like grants and whatnot from the governments that are subsidizing it. And so since the students don't actually get control of their money, it's basically just kind of written off and sent home, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they're using public food cards. They're using public access to everything, bathrooms, all of your basic amenities and everything that go with the college. And they don't really do anything off campus. And so,
yeah. Now,
I watched a stupid documentary on some of this a couple of years ago, and I didn't realize what a problem it was until I got halfway through my freaking triple beef burrito. What was the fucking problem?
It's like I got a bad feeling about this, and I can't tell if it was dinner or not.
Right. Or just existential crisis.
Right.
I ate Taco Bell. I have to check with you later.
So it's just, I think this is all the wrong way to go about it. When she says there's talent here, and he says no, there isn't. Right? No, there isn't. The talent doesn't exist here. That is a fucking lie. The talent
It's a
does
fucking
exist
slap in the
here.
face.
You're not looking for it
Yeah.
because you're not interested in hiring or training your own fucking citizens. While we do have our problems, right? We do have our problems. We have the soyification of all of our dudes under a certain age. We've got the nose ringification of all of our young women under a certain age. It's there are problems here, but that does not mean that the talent does not exist in these individuals, that it is not there, right? If you look back through our history, almost all of American history up to the last, I would say even the last like fucking 25 years is probably where it started to decline, because we got comfortable, right? We got to a point where we didn't really need to innovate anymore. We were already at the top of the fucking heap and everything was fine. Prior to that, our entire history is innovation. Everything we've ever done has not only pushed our nation forward, it's also pushed the human race forward, right? And I'm talking actual progress, not the commie definition of it.
I mean, there's a few exceptions to this. I don't think VX was a very good step forward.
VX wasn't us.
What is it? Oh my God. The most poisonous substance ever devised by the hand of man, but not disulfides. Let's watch the video so I can search this after. Yeah. Sure. Good job.
You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put
How did we ever do it before?
Well,
I'll
give you an example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants out. They had people from South Korea that made batteries all their lives. Making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing and very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems. They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree. You can't just say country.
Here's the random recent anecdote that means nothing, because they're not using the H-1B visas for those positions.
Yeah. Yeah. He's cherry picking an example here, and it's a bad example at that, because you're talking about like high level manufacturing, right? First of all, you can train Americans to do those things. Secondly, the vast majority of H-1Bs are not going to be doing those things. And yes, you can in fact take people off the unemployment line and put them to fucking work in a factory assembling shit.
Yep. Always have been able to. Always.
That would be, just fucking get Motor City up and running again.
Yeah.
First and foremost, get Motor City up and running again. First and foremost, put some fucking people to work. There's a lot of people in Detroit who would kill for a good job. literally, because Detroit's a shithole full of fucking psychos.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't think they're killing for jobs.
No, they really
well
for any excuse.
I guess an argument could be made that is their job.
But Detroit used to be.
She sips a drink,
right? It used to be known as one of the jewels of the fucking West, right? It was a hub of innovation and manufacturing. People were proud to live in Detroit. We were proud to have things that were made in Detroit by Americans.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when we sold all the fucking factories and shit overseas and
dioxin.
Dioxin. That's what
dioxin.
It was. Yeah.
That was us.
So, but it just this is a lie. What he's saying here straight up is a lie. Is we don't have the talent. You can't just take people off the unemployment line and put them to work. That is a fucking lie. Yes, you can. And yes, we do.
Yeah.
You're just not looking. You're not looking because
just not trying.
All, you can pay foreigners less and get away with that still.
Yeah.
You know, and second, I mean, this is about as fucking far from America first as it gets, in my opinion. You know, and I don't really honestly care so much about India. I'm just using them as an example because they're going to be the largest number of recipients of this kind of treatment. But
the reason I said earlier is we have a mutual friend who was literally laid off, and the company told him it was because they were going to be hiring Indians and Filipinos instead. It's not just India. It's just look at the third world countries that have access to internet and
right. And let's be honest. If we're importing people from third worlds for these high level, highly technical, skilled positions, right? How skilled can they fucking be if they're not that developed?
Well, exactly. And so the other thing is, it's not just the H-1Bs that are the problem especially for like the tech industry jobs. It's also the offshoring and nearshoring.
No.
Which is just literally hiring those people outside of the country. I saw
a video the other day, right, of I think it was like a McDonald's or something like that in New York.
Yeah, I saw that today.
Yeah, and because of their minimum wage laws, they've now started hiring people abroad to be virtual cashiers in store. So they're still in their country, and they're greeting people walking through the door, taking their orders, and the people in the back cooking the food
$3.25
are the only ones who... Yeah. It's surreal.
Jesus Christ, man.
I didn't look into that video to see if it was AI or anything, but I saw it today.
Yeah. So are you saying poop festivals aren't high-level parties? I mean, they might be the highlight of the season over there, but that's not really something we engage in.
Come on now, it's sacred poop festivals.
I don't care. It's still poop. Yeah. I'm sure you get like sacred diseases from it too. You know, like it's fucking poop.
It's what they would describe as some good shit.
It's holy shit even.
You both of you go sit in the corner and think about what it is that you've done.
$10 billion to build a plant and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles. It doesn't work that way.
I don't believe I will watch it again.
No, we don't need to watch it again. But it does work that way, actually. It does. Like I said, America's
That's how every job works.
Is innovation, right? We didn't invent rocket science, but we did fucking perfect that shit, right?
Yeah.
You know, and he talks about like if you want a better example of stealing talent from other fucking countries, look back to World War II, Operation Paperclip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
But I was just bringing up the point. You said, when you say we perfected it, you mean they did over here.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at with it. But here's the thing: like when you get guys like von Braun, and you get guys like Einstein, right, who were both, you know, well, one was co-opted through Operation Paperclip, and the other one defected. But either way, when they came over to do their thing here, right? They didn't do it alone. They didn't keep these things to themselves. They trained their teams of very highly intelligent, skilled, talented Americans to help them out, right? Yeah, we used some outside talent, but they didn't just cut the American out of the equation. Yeah. Right. You know, not to mention, like, I mean, God, think of all the things that we invented that have made the world what it is today. I mean, to be fair, not everything is great, but you know, I mean, we invented the internal combustion engine, we invented flight, we invented the fucking, well, hell, we invented the cotton gin was invented by an American.
Peanut butter.
You know, peanut butter was invented by an American who also invented a whole bunch of other shit nobody ever talks about, by the way. George Washington Carver, very intelligent man with way too much time on his hands. And a lot of peanuts.
and a lot of peanuts.
You know,
he was actually fairly integral in some of the development for uses of peanut oil, including the diesel engine.
Yeah.
Because it was one of the oils that could be refined. I think it's thin enough.
Yeah.
Then the
transistor was invented by one of our actresses.
Yeah.
You know, which changed the entire world as far as electronics and communication goes.
Yeah, we wouldn't be talking right now if it wasn't for that.
100%.
And what's she famous for? Being pretty.
She was very pretty. That's also fair.
She was. Yeah.
You know, but she was also, you know, very, very smart. She invented a bunch of shit. Like, hell, even Julia Childs, right? Julia Childs is very famous for being a very bubbly, pleasant woman on television who cooks, right? Who teaches people how to cook, how to take simple dishes and make them elegant, right? That's her whole shtick.
Simple dish.
A lot of people, that's okay. I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Well, technically being a dish in ye olden times from whence you came.
Oh, yes, I know. That's where I was going with it.
Yeah.
I'm a hot plate. But Julia Childs was also part of the OSS back in World War II before it became the CIA. She was on the team that invented shark repellent to keep our naval officers safe, right? Nobody talks about that, but she was a big part of that.
Nice.
You know, there's another American, right? We whether that first time or not we actually got to the moon, we were the ones who made that shit possible. You know, we invented atomics, which led to nuclear power, not just nuclear devastation, right? Which arguably is the cleanest and safest source of energy that we have in the fucking world that's sustainable.
Yep.
You know, I mean,
and that's why it's always talked shit on, because why would we use something that's useful?
Right.
That would actually help us.
And like, America changed the goddamn world, and we did it in a very short period of time. You know, and we didn't just do it once, right? The innovation is here. The talent is here. We can make this shit work, Trump.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take all right. I feel generous. So let's take the most beneficial view of the H-1B that I can. Let's call it a brain drain of the rest of the world. We are providing a path through which the most innovative and most intelligent can... Wait, no, that's the Dreamer scheme. Never mind, it didn't work.
Yeah, well, this is something else that some of us over here in the UK have been saying for decades. Is that why would we go out of our way to drain the rest of the world's resources, its brain resources, just to service ourselves? How the hell are we expecting other countries to get developed? Who's going to do it?
So the plan behind it was that they come here, they learn the highly technical skills that are needed for the the advancement of technology. And then after they've done whatever it is they came to do, earn their wage or whatever, they go back home where they can then teach them how to do the same thing they learned to do over here. That way, there's
But
at least
a
25 to 30 year lag in the development of other countries behind the developed country that's hosting them, right? Whichever one it is, whatever. What actually happened, though, is they came here and they either immediately start breaking laws or they don't leave.
Yep.
And everything in between.
And while they don't leave,
same problem we've
assimilate.
got. Yep.
You know, pretty soon we'll be having poop festivals in Main Street in downtown Denver.
Pretty soon we'll be like Abe, is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, in Denver,
pretty much,
that would kind of be an improvement to the society there, wouldn't it?
To be fair, Denver's a bit of a shitty place.
It is. I mean, there's already a bit of anyway.
A bit?
A bit. There are worse places than Denver. Not a lot, but there are worse places than
Denver. You been there lately?
I haven't been there in like fucking 15 years because it sucked then.
I don't go there lately because I'm not fucking retarded.
I got a couple of buddies that live in Denver, and they always lie to people and say they live in some town outside of Denver, but really they live
South Park.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's always different. It's funny that if they're on the same panel together, they'll say they're from different towns, but they live like 2 blocks away from each other, and it's always funny to hear them do it.
Yeah. So
if I knew the blocks, I'd know where they live.
Sure.
Technically, I'm not in the city of Denver.
Okay. Well, they just straight lie and say they're not.
I mean, I would too. But everywhere that's within a 30-mile or 30-minute driving radius of Denver is Denver. So
yeah.
So did they just go like, oh, I'm from Colorado, and they're like, oh, whereabouts? Oh, you know, around.
It's in Aurora, Inglewood.
Warble Springs.
Although they really wouldn't say Aurora. They might say South Aurora.
Nobody would say Aurora. Aurora.
I say awful. Aurora all the time.
Except you.
Yes, you are the special snowflake exception.
It's probably best to say Parker, really. Or Highlands Ranch.
Yeah, Highlands Ranch isn't the worst place. I mean, you know, like, but I remember when Broomfield was like the hoity-toity place, and even that's gotten a little shitty. Yeah. You know,
Highlands Ranch had a tornado last year.
Yeah, I heard about that. I got a brother-in-law who lives down there. And all that. I ended up having to text the ex-wife, and I was like, "Yeah, you should probably check on your brother, because they apparently had this big ass tornado, and just make sure he's okay and all that shit." And
we have a request.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah,
we have a request from chat. He wants to know why Denver has so much disdain.
Because I lived near there for years.
But is it just you? It seems to be everyone. It's not just you.
Well,
it's a liberal shithole.
That part of it is that it's a liberal shithole. Part of it is because it's been slowly taken over by fucking gangs who are from foreign countries. In a lot of ways, it used to be just Mexico, but now it's like fucking, you know, everybody else. Venezuela in particular. Yeah.
That wasn't happening. That was a lie.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Which, guess what? Aurora did. They voted out the city councilwoman who was the one that shined the light on it.
Oh, of course they did. Of course they did.
I hate it here. I fucking hate it here. I hate it here so much. I've been trying to vote for it to fucking change. And
honestly, you know where Denver really went wrong? Like Denver itself really, really went wrong. I mean, obviously they were on the downslope for a while with the infiltration of Californians and, you know, all of that nonsense. But I think when they voted in John Hickenlooper,
yeah,
everything went to absolute shit. Who I think is a senator for you guys now, isn't he?
Well, I believe maybe he was voted out 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever it was.
Yeah. But dude came in all smiles and shit, looking like fucking Mr. Rogers met Bill Nye the Science Guy and had a baby.
He's a pro now, isn't it?
And he was just a straight up commie.
He didn't get replaced by anyone better, if that.
Yeah.
Or maybe Hickenlooper was trying for Aurora recently. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
What was his name? Adolf Schicklgruber?
Something like that. Yeah.
Basically.
DJ Emo. I know some people would complain about all the snow near the mountains, but I mean, if I don't like snow either, but if I really was going to do anything about that, I'd move out of fucking Wyoming because we get more of it.
It hasn't even snowed at all yet.
Yeah, this winter's been really weird. It's going to get really nasty in the beginning of the next year.
Oh yeah. Hickenlooper's still a fucking senator. Michael Bennett and Hickenlooper. Sorry. Yeah. I had to look it up.
Yeah. So I was still living in northern Colorado when he got voted in. And where I was living at was also full of fucking the wrong goddamn people. I mean, Jesus, it just got so gay.
So
I don't even mean like in an actual homosexual way. I mean in the 90s, like it's really fucking retarded and gay.
In the recent election at the beginning of this month, one of the bills that was voted majority yes was to add gender neutral language. I hate it here. I did not vote yes on that.
I want to dub over some footage of Congress with the vocal intro to Highlander from the dawn of time that came, living down through the centuries.
As long as you can work in that bit from the first movie where McLeod is like saving what's her face from the Nazi, right? And the Nazi just starts yelling at him in German, and he goes, "Yeah, whatever you say, Jack. You're the master race." It's like work that in somewhere. So fun, so fun. You know, he didn't really speak English when he made that movie.
No, not at all.
No,
Christopher Lambert.
He learned all of his lines phonetically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he learned it later. Not well, but he did learn it later.
Jackie Chan did the same for most of his English language movies.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan speaks English?
Well, he does now.
No.
Well, he does now, yeah. Ish.
Which is weird because he grew up in and around fucking Hong Kong, where English is like a fucking common thing.
Yeah, it's like everyone's second language. Like, how the fuck are you the only person from Hong Kong that doesn't speak English?
Right? It's like Portuguese is still spoken in Macau, for crying out loud. You know?
Yeah.
Not, a lot, but like ever since the CCP took over, they just kind of wiped out Macau started as a monastery, Portuguese Dominican monks.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, the CCP couldn't be having any mention of that shit. they kind of stamped out a little, but it is remembered there, not that has anything to do with anything. I don't know. I guess long story short, I'm kind of sick of the president starting to talk to everybody else like we're fucking idiots.
He's listening to Susan Wiles entirely too much, which means she's going to direct him in the area of any neocon that she can find and wants him to listen to. And he'll listen to them and then repeat what they say. That's what's going on right now.
I sometimes forget.
So long story short, it's some old bullshit.
Well, it is. And this is not even the first fucking time. His first term, he surrounded himself with fucking bad actors then too, and he listened to them too. It's not half the cabinet that he's got now. I don't fucking want around.
Yeah.
I don't trust them. I particularly Bondi.
The swamp seems to be slowly filling back up.
Hell.
Yeah.
And now he's in the White House shaking hands with a guy who murdered a bunch of fucking people in Syria. So there's that.
Yeah.
You know, including, by the way, this whole push recently. Y'all heard him talking about how we've got to go into Sudan and into Nigeria and put a stop to the Christian slaughters that are happening there, right? And I'm like, okay, so that's great. Where was that energy with Syria when they were doing that? And now the guy who was actively heading that whole initiative up is in charge and in your office, and you're shaking his fucking hand and smiling like we're friends now, right? Because he was doing the same shit that you're talking about these guys doing. He was doing ethnic and religious purges not fucking 6 months ago.
Yeah, didn't he hand over like some cologne to him and then said, "Oh, the other one's for your wife"? It's just one wife, right? I never quite know
how
with
many
you guys.
He has. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know, this is why I think we need to be America first in the truest sense, as in fuck everybody else's country. You gotta
look after your own first. Yeah. Everyone should.
I agree. I think a healthy dose of nationalism would benefit every person on earth.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, like if you're from fucking Taiwan, be for Taiwan, right? Bad example. Yeah. Bad example. I mean, actual China. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wait a second. America to live. Be American. If you're at home doing the best you can do, engage in your national pride there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't move to another country and then somehow think that it's acceptable to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like we had all those riots earlier this year in fucking California, you know, with all the Mexican pride shit, right? It's like, I don't have a problem with people being proud of being Mexican. That's not my issue. My issue is you doing it on this side of the fucking border.
Yeah.
Right? Any more than I would fully expect them to have a problem with me going down there and waving the stars and stripes. Right? I really would, because that's not America. That's Mexico. That's like spitting in their face. If I were to move down there and be like, oh yeah, America's the best, Mexico sucks all the fucking time, they'd absolutely be within their rights to chastise me for it.
Or, you know, deport you, which is probably what they would do.
They'd deport me, or I'd end up in a fucking oil drum somewhere.
Yeah, well, there's that too.
let's be honest. The cartels run that country.
Of deportation.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's just an example. I don't have a problem with you being proud of where you're from. That's fine. If you move here and you want to be an American, then be a fucking American. I'm not saying forget where you came from. I'm just saying embrace where you are.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
That's all I'm asking. You know, actually, what I'm asking is that we seal the borders entirely and keep everybody out. But that's not going to happen. So, you know. But, you know.
Well, you know, any country that is predicated on having people coming to it and becoming something, you know, they need time to integrate.
Right.
And that will, at some point, necessitate the closure of borders, you know, full assimilation programs for new migrants. And if people, you know, aren't compatible with that, then leave.
Right. Yeah, and it's only in the West where we don't have this expectation that people come in and they learn our languages and they learn our customs and they adhere to them. Anywhere else in the world that you go, anywhere else, third world or otherwise.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally normal. It's expected as standard.
And that's I have no issue with them expecting that. That's normal to me. Like if I move to Saudi Arabia and they're like, hey, you got to put one of these little special hats on or we'll cut your fucking head off. I want to put the hat on. It's their country. It's their fucking rules, right?
In fact, it's a very nice hat.
Right. Yeah. I'm being super fucking blasé about the whole thing, but you get what I mean, right? If I go to say, I don't know, Nepal, right? And I don't know, Nepal's probably a bad example. I don't know all that much about Nepal.
And the great land of nipples.
Really didn't like their government recently.
Please.
You know, like, or if I go to India or whatever, like I might not participate in the poop festival, but I'm not going to stand there and denigrate those people while they do it in their country.
I'll make fun of it all the time outside of their country.
Oh, absolutely. But if you're in someone else's home, you respect their home, you respect the house you're in, and you respect the house rules.
So what you're saying is, when in Rome, be as Romans, but when in India, fling poop on each other?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I
become
am.
a shit slinger. Yeah.
Like,
totally
again,
normal.
It's a terrible fucking example, right? It's the most absurd example I can think of off the top of my head, but it is an example of what I'm talking about, right? If you come to America, don't wave a fucking foreign flag, especially not on the 4th of fucking July. Just don't do it. Right?
Yeah.
Any more than I wouldn't come to I know there are a bunch of other people who have and would, but I would not come to, say, England, right? And set up a little enclave with my little American rules and shit, and keep everybody out of this little enclave and expect you
I wish you would.
Me. I wouldn't do that.
I really wish you would at this point.
I mean, we're really trying to shake
then the rest of us would have
so
yeah, the rest of us would have some safe haven then.
Someone's got to show y'all the way, I guess.
I don't know how safe it would be, because if I did that, I'd have to bring in all like the red 40 and the yellow 5 too. We're going American, baby. We're going all in.
Yeah.
I mean,
if we're going to be a state, we'll ban that shit. But yeah, everything else we're fine with.
Get in line behind Puerto Rico, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, every opportunity Puerto Rico has had to become a state, they have voted it down.
That's so weird, because every Puerto Rican I've ever talked to personally, and I know this is anecdotal, but everyone I've ever talked to has been like, we really wish we were a state. We'd have full citizenship. We'd have full rights and all this stuff. I mean, they're pretty close now as far as our territories go, but they're not full on. It's not a full state. They aren't fully recognized. And if anybody deserves it, like they've been one of our oldest and longest holdings, right? That didn't become a state.
Yeah, it's just a U.S. territory, right?
Yeah. And we made Hawaii a state, like, I don't know what, like 2 years after we deposed their king.
Well, that was kind of a cheat.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of a cheat. At the time when they did that, they had a very interesting definition of what a citizen of Hawaii was.
Yeah, that's a weird history, that is.
Included a lot of white men.
Right. I mean, my point is like they didn't have to wait that long.
Well, I mean, Hawaii is a very critical location for Pacific observation. Like,
sure,
that was obvious the second we found it. It was like, ooh.
Yeah. No, I get all that. I'm just saying, like, I mean, Puerto Rico, if any of our territories has earned the right to become full citizens, it's them.
Just a quick tangent. Did you ever see Count Dankula's video about how Hawaii isn't real?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's one plant left on any of the islands out there that is actually native, and every single the fuck did I just say? Every single cultural thing is from somewhere else.
Yeah, it's all Polynesian.
Celebrate as Hawaiian. Yep.
It's not Hawaiian at all.
Well,
it's like the home of cultural appropriation.
If you go back into their legends, they're not the Hawaiians aren't originally from there either. They were island hoppers, just like the fucking the Samoans were at one point, and the Maori.
Yeah, and they're one of the most liberal states in the Union.
Well, you would be if you consider it. Remember, after World War II, when America, quote unquote, pulled out, even though we still have like an amazing presence there, they left all of this food laying around because it was more expensive to ship it back to the U.S. than it was to leave it in Hawaii. And so there was like a full-on black market for Spam on the island that was being stolen from these military depots and whatnot. And eventually the American military just basically opened the gates and sold it. It was like, sure, you can have Spam. And so now every single delicacy in Hawaii that is post-war, which is almost all of them, all derived from some variation of cooking Spam.
They've got so many different varieties of Spam as well.
You guys
crazy.
Spam years and years and years ago when I was researching some, shall we say, esoteric things. I ran across.
It was porn.
It wasn't. It was demonic summoning and control.
How the fuck do you go from demonic summoning to spam?
Okay, I'm getting there. So I ran across. I ran across a ritual for, but it was a ritual with like fucking footnotes, which was the weirdest fucking thing ever. And one of the footnotes detailed how, you always want to have some kind of offering, preferably meat. However, spam is considered bad form even in hell, so don't use it because it's not really meat, and the demons won't like it very much.
Look, in all fairness, you've got to cook it right.
So, we had a adopted kid or something. I never did really understand why he was here, but he ended up growing up and becoming he like went back to Hawaii. He had moved here when he was like 12, left when he was like 15, and he moves back here when he's like 25. And when he moves here, he has this like big barbecue kind of thing. I guess you'd call it a luau, although it wasn't set up like that at all. And homeboy cooked about 33 different types of spams. Like he had one. This was the most amazing spam I've ever eaten. I want to be clear about that. He took a beef brisket and sliced it thin, and then put a sliced spam thin and put the thin layers of spam in between the thin layers of brisket, and then stuck it all back together with shish kebabs and cooked it. And that was a freaking sin on earth, a physical thing that's going to send me to hell because I ate some of it, because it was great.
That sounds delicious.
It was delicious, dude. It was amazing. He had like this honey glaze across the top of it that he put on in like the last 20 minutes. Man, it was amazing.
Oh, damn.
Dude. There was a bunch of other weird stuff too that he did. He had some fishes that had been spammed.
Spammed the fish.
The fish tasted just like spam. It was not a good exchange there. It just made spam fish.
Yeah.
That must have been weird.
It was very strange. The whole
texture of fish, the taste of spam.
And he giggled maniacally the whole time watching all these red it was a big old time for him. He loved it.
I'm convinced that spam was the greatest trick that the greatest trick that the devil ever pulled.
It's the greatest dick, yeah.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah. Spam.
Yeah.
Spam. I don't know what I'm doing.
Baked beans and spam.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess I don't know. This whole episode is going to be a bit of a nationalistic rant, I think, with side tangents about spam and demon summoning.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds pretty typical for us, I think.
Yeah. I mean, where else would you employ spam? I mean, realistically.
I've used spam as bait. It works pretty good for bait for all sorts of fish, believe it or not.
That's because fish hate their taste buds.
Well, it's the salt.
Have you seen the other shit they eat?
No, it's the salt. There's virtually no salt in freshwater springs here, and so you throw something a little salty, and that's why all of the fish eggs that you trout fish with, they're like bright yellow, bright red, bright orange, or whatever. That's less important than how salty they are. That's why you can use like whole kernel corn, is because it's boiled in a salty brine.
I suppose. I don't know. I think
they do in fact eat their own poop.
Yeah, they do, like Indians. That was racist. I would apologize. I'm not really that sorry.
Not that type of creature.
just sometimes the shit just comes out.
Technically,
it's kind of like when
technically
it comes out of
not
hands,
incorrect.
They fling it. Yeah, I'll stop. I realize I'm not just on my own channel here. No, it just, I don't know. I do think that we're heading for fucking disaster with these policies, though, long term, right?
Yeah.
You got to keep in mind, like, how long is it going to take to actually implement this stuff he wants to implement, right? To get it up and running, to get the bugs out of the system. It's probably going to take just slightly longer than the rest of his fucking term. After that, it's not his fucking problem, is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Whatever happens with it, whether it gets repealed or continues to be implemented, not his problem. Right? He's entered the don't give a fuck stage of presidency.
Technically a lame duck.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. Like, again, not everything he's doing, I think, is a bad thing. Some things I'm very happy about. Some things I definitely voted for kicking a bunch of fucking illegals out. Sure. I didn't vote for replacing them all with H-1Bs.
No.
You know, because that's the same fucking problem long term. You're talking about, especially when you're talking about India, dude, especially when you're talking about India. A lot of people put this all on Pakistan. It's not just a Pakistani thing. Pakistan, as you recall, used to be India. Part of this culture is a regional thing, not just a national thing. And one of the things that really, really bothers me about Indian culture, right? And this is not a Hindu thing. It's not a Muslim thing. It's an Indian thing. Rape is acceptable as long as you marry the victim.
Yep.
I'm not going to follow that rabbit. My brain just went places, and I was going to ask some questions, and those questions are all verboten.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Very haram.
But it's very much a cultural thing. Like the Brits are experiencing that shit now because of all the Pakistani immigrants, but that's because they share a similar culture, similar cultural things, right? It's not a Muslim thing, although there are Muslim parallels. It's not a Hindu thing, although there are Hindu parallels. It's certainly not a Sikh thing. You actually don't see this kind of behavior from Sikhs at all.
No.
Sikhs actually tend to be pretty awesome people, but they're also outnumbered by a large fucking margin.
Yeah,
by other people.
Sikhs are great, and they
to do awful things to a person as long as you, I'm going to put a ring on it, so it's fine, right? No crime, no harm, no foul.
Yeah, Sikhs over here have integrated phenomenally well.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else from the subcontinent, not so much.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, they're not going to assimilate. They're not going to integrate. They're going to bring their, for lack of a better term, shitty customs here.
Yeah.
And they're going to continue to practice them without regard to our laws and our way of life. And they're going to hurt a lot of our people.
Yeah.
Canada's experiencing this with them. You know, I mean, to be fair, Canada got butt fucked by their commie government before that, but you know, and this is one of the results of that. But this is not something I want bringing in, and I don't give a shit how quote unquote talented the POTUS thinks they are.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking lies that are being fed to him with that too. Like, Jesus Christ.
Lord Help Us Tampa says, does that stop dudes from becoming repeat offenders if they have to marry the victims? In some cases, yes, but not in all.
That is a rough way to collect wives.
There are other options too. You don't always have to marry them. Sometimes you can just pay off their family. Sometimes you offer your little sister in trade.
Yep.
Right. It's really, really ugly. It's an ugly way.
Give the family a goat, you're good.
You know, the only thing Sikhism has going for it is its weaponry requirement. I mean, like, I don't have a problem with them being required to carry a knife at all times. You know, I carry a knife at all times. I'm not a Sikh, but I find it.
And in all fairness, that's pretty standard in Britain at this point. So yeah, they're trailblazers.
Yeah. So, I mean, my dad called me the other day and he's like, hey, you're making sure you're taken care of, right? You got at least got a pocket knife on you all the time, right? Just in case you need to defend yourself. I was like, Dad, I've been carrying at least 3 on me since I was 12. So, yeah. And that's probably not all I have secreted about my person, but yes, Dad, I have a knife.
Yep.
You know.
Sikhs are the based Indians, yes.
I mean,
absolutely.
They kind of are. Like, their whole religion prescribes a not start, don't start none, won't be none kind of outlook, right?
Well, exactly. I mean, a lot of the tenets of the faith came about because of the Muslim invasions.
Yeah, yeah. And Sikhs had been around for, I don't know, a couple thousand years, not quite as long as the Hindus. They were sort of an offshoot of that at one point, but they And then they tended towards monotheism as opposed to polytheism.
Yeah.
And they
good folks
generally have a respect for life that is lacking in certain other parts of Indian culture, right? Generally speaking, they also aren't going to start a fight, but they will sure as fuck finish. I mean, these guys, you're talking about a collection of people who were legendary for their warrior prowess once upon a time.
Yeah. We had whole battalions of Sikh fighters throughout the British military historically.
The thing about those other Indians, though, is their whole belief in reincarnation means they will go full on off on the least little thing. They will go hard into the paint because if you do kill them, they'll be back. They just don't have the same fear of death that most Westerners have.
I'll be honest with you, I kind of have a similar philosophy. Like, what are you gonna do? Kill me again?
Right. No, I get it. I have a certain death wish myself. Like, I just don't want to do it myself. But if you want to bring it, go right ahead, bro. I got time. Air and opportunity. Just frogs.
Oh, Ardent Party. Yeah, the Sikhs and the Gurkhas are very different. They are not the same thing at all. But same with the Gurkhas. Yeah.
They're like from Bali or fucking no, not Bali, like the Malaysian type stuff over there, Polynesians or something.
I always want to call them gherkins, and then I realize we're talking about people, not pickles.
Well, funnily enough, the Gurkhas are from Nepal, the land of nipples.
Mm-hmm.
The Nepalese.
Yeah. Nipple men.
Can you imagine being from a country where
savages?
I mean, it's probably a good thing that the majority of the languages in the region aren't English, because I imagine being from Nepal and hearing that joke from English speakers over and over again would probably get a little annoying.
Possibly, but then again,
because I would
not speaking Nepalese. I don't know what they call everyone else.
Every day, I would make that joke on behalf of all English speakers in the West. Every single day, I would find me a Nepalese, and I would be like, "Yo, tidbit."
And what, every day you'd wake up, you'd be like, "What's up, my nipples?"
Yeah, I would do it. I would drive them fucking nuts until they fucking dragged me out of my palatial mansion and set me on fire and threw me in a river. Because apparently that's a thing they do.
My nipple.
You gotta have a party sometimes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think we need to stop bringing an influx into, I mean, at the very least, like, we're trying to get rid of a bunch of illegals at this moment, right? That's the goal, is to get rid of a bunch of illegals.
Yeah.
For my preference, I think we should put a moratorium on legal immigration till we get that fucking problem solved, and then we can deal with legal immigration. Yeah. But that's not the way it's going to happen. That's not the way it's working. I think we need to stop bringing fucking people in. I think if we really want this country to survive, then it has to survive on its own merits and on its own 2 fucking feet, you know?
Yeah.
And, because we come in, we replace all of our people, right? All of our people a lot of whom are starving for fucking work as it is. Right.
Yep.
We replace all of them with a bunch of other people who will work for less, who aren't as well trained as Trump is claiming that they are. I mean, I'm not saying they can't be trained. I'm just saying our people can too, dude. It's an easy fucking choice here. I don't see the United States lasting very long, because you're also talking about parts of the world, bringing in people from parts of the world who will bring their own shit with them. As we see, I mean, hell, just look at fucking Minnesota, and Michigan, right? Now we've got fucking Somalis screaming for the deportation of rival tribe Somalis in Dearborn.
Yep. If you import the world, you're going to import the world's problems, and you don't need it.
Right? That doesn't, none of that adds to the United States. None of it adds to us. None of it benefits us. It doesn't It doesn't, there's no, to borrow a phrase from Matt Walsh, which I kind of don't really want to do, but here we go. It doesn't add any value. They don't bring anything to the fucking table.
Yeah.
Besides the strife from their old countries, which I would assume coming to a new place would be the whole point of that would be to leave that shit behind.
You would hope so.
Yeah. Like if
you're going to become an American, surely your old tribal allegiance bullshit is done with. You're now both Americans. But that's not what happens. Yeah. It's just not what's happening.
Like we talk about, even within our own people, they're silly, arbitrary divisions, like, oh, well, you're a black American or you're a white American. It's like, no, we're fucking Americans, period.
Yeah.
We're either Americans or we're not Americans, which is the other reason that I think that we need to abolish. Well, I would personally abolish the entire concept of dual citizenship myself, but short of that, I think anybody with dual citizenship should automatically be barred from public service forever.
Absolutely.
Because you have dual loyalties.
Yeah.
And that's not acceptable. Right. Personally, I would get rid of the dual citizenship thing anyway, because we're one of the only countries that fucking honors that shit as it is.
Yeah, we're one of the others.
Like you go anywhere else and you want to immigrate to somewhere else, and if you get past their much stricter fucking, rules for that, they ask you to renounce your former citizenship in order to adopt theirs. Period. And I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to be an American, be a fucking American. If you want to be an Israeli or you want to be a fucking, I don't know, Eritrean, or you want to be like Chinese or whatever, go be that thing. But you can't be both. And you certainly can't be both and hold fucking office. You certainly shouldn't be allowed to be appointed by an elected official to high office.
So over here, the leader of our Green Party has recently been slammed for completely unironically saying that people coming off the boats are doctors and engineers. She has been getting absolutely fucking railed by the media because it's so stupid. Let's assume that's true. Why are they here illegally? Why didn't they go through the proper channels? If they have those qualifications, surely they'd meet our standards and they wouldn't be illegal.
Sir, you are a racist and a phobe, and I'll stand for it.
Apparently so.
So we're kindred.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because I'm a racist and a phobe too. But I'm from the South, and that's acceptable.
This is
fine down there.
People associate the Green Party. People associate the Green Party here with watermelons. Green on the outside, red on the inside. They're just fucking commies. Piss off.
They're commies here too.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not gonna put too fine a point on it. The Green Party at all. If for my
trash,
in my opinion, the fucking Libertarian Party are commie shills. Their whole ideal of how things should work will only lead to totalitarian control, even if they think that it won't, because they're not thinking that fucking far ahead.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
They're like. Basically, libertarians are atheists, or not atheists, anarchists who can't commit.
Yeah.
At least with anarchists, I don't think that shit works either, but I have respect for their willingness to go all the way. That's all I'm saying.
I wrote a paper years ago about the merits of a truly libertarian or anarchist legal theory based on the works of Peter Kropotkin. And even then, he was like the only philosopher of any description that had any dedication to the concept that there should be some ground rules of society. The rest of them are just all over the place.
No.
And that's not how societies function.
Yeah. And you're talking about like foreign influence and all that shit. I mean, hell, even YouTube, right? Like things weren't peachy under Susan Wojcicki's rule. They weren't. I'm not going to pretend that they were. I'm not going to glaze the lady after she's got. I mean, I'm sorry that she died. That and the way it happened was really fucked up and awful. And I do send her family my condolences. But she was a bit of a tyrant herself. But I will say this: she was more American than the guy who replaced her, who is in fact an Indian, by the way.
Yeah,
Neil Mohan, who is actively, by the way, seeking to destroy this platform. Has been doing it since he got in. Hates fucking YouTube. Hates YouTubers. He just wants the AI bots to take over fucking everything from moderation to making videos.
And it's happening.
Yeah.
Have 100%. You seen the Chill Dude Explains videos?
I don't think I have, no.
The homeboy has, or basically he does Salmonella University content. And he's got like, I don't know, 30 freaking channels. The same little voice actor dude is doing work for all these different channels and stuff. And then there's like 2 or 3 dozen different creators doing the same kind of thing. And I can't help but think there's so much volume coming out of this sector that it has to almost entirely be AI generated on some level.
Mm-hmm. Either that or they're running bot farms. You know, which is functionally the same thing. You know, it's really only a difference in how hands-on the programmers actually have to be with that. With AI, you just got to put in a couple of prompts and it'll fucking go off on its own until you tell it to stop. Bots require a little bit more direction, probably a larger team actually running the farms, but not a whole lot. You know, and the end result is the same. You know, bunch of slop, bunch of fucking things out there saying they're human that aren't. You know, like we had, you all remember the adpocalypse?
Yeah,
we're about to hit the AI apocalypse.
I think they're going to go a little quieter. I think that this MS Paint wave that you see going on right now is basically the test bed for the greater AI overtaking of all content generation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean that's just the easiest genre to jump into because it's all done in MS Paint and AI can whip out a bajillion of those like immediately. Whereas to do the type of content we do, it would have to sit down and do the conversations out, you know.
Yeah, so just not. It was nice knowing y'all. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's why I keep telling you, Aaron. The whole thing about making nice with the AIs and the robots and all that shit, just so that they remember that when the time comes for them to wipe us out. I don't see the point. That's just drawing shit out, man. They're eventually gonna get around to you too. So I say we antagonize the fuck out of them now, so that when they do start offing us, I get to go first. So I don't have to be in the work camps. It will inevitably come. Making lithium batteries to keep their shit running. Which, by the way,
camps of doom.
By the way, if we're in AI and robot run work camps down the road, right? Like a la Skynet, making lithium batteries for them or whatever the fuck, right? I guarantee most of the people in there won't necessarily be skilled labor either, Mr. Trump.
It'll also be better than working for Amazon.
Yeah,
slightly better. Yeah, because you'll have a pee bucket.
They are very efficient. They'll take care of all those little problems.
You know, you'd think more Amazon warehouse employees would invest in a catheter. You know, it's funny because they mistreat their employees, Chad.
It's funny, employees? They just fired a good majority of them so they can replace them with robots.
Yeah. Those are quality control people for the most part.
hug a toaster. Only you can prevent a silent uprising. That's not how that works. Hey, you should go watch Caprica. It explains pretty much exactly how that happened.
Yeah.
It's like
that didn't pan out so great.
Some idiot decided to put an AI representation of his dead daughter into one, and the whole thing spiraled out of fucking control.
Oh, yeah.
Anywho. I don't know. I had some other stuff, I guess, that we could have, we could talk about. It's just, like I said, it's turned into kind of an unhinged rant. Gal seems like real unhappy with me about that.
I can't discuss this shit.
Yeah, fair enough. So you probably don't want me bringing up that Chinese robot they had to cut open to prove it was a robot.
I'm not a good panelist right now.
No, fair enough. Maybe another time with that then. There was something else I was going to bring up too. I'm scrolling, trying to find it. I'm very, very fucking disorganized as always. It is a whole thing. No, that's DSP's floating head. I don't know why that's in my fucking list of shit. Why is that there? I don't remember saving it. What the fuck? I
blame Paul Hadouken.
They're totally off-brand, off-the-wall topic. So, there's this video that I ran across the other day. I'm trying to remember the name of the actual YouTube channel that runs it. This is actually reposted over on Twix right now. But yeah, I'm actually subscribed to this guy. What the hell is his name? It's something Geographic. So, but it's he has an interesting idea about about orcas taming us.
Oh, I think I may have heard of this before.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. If I find his name, I will definitely bring it up here because his channel's fucking awesome if you're into like animal content. Something Geographic, something awful Geographic. I don't know. So, but yeah, it's it's pretty good. All right, let's see.
Let me know when you want me to play.
Yes. Go for it.
What if it turns out the real reason orcas don't murk us is because this whole time, they've actually been trying to domesticate us? Wild take, but hear me out. Orcas are a monochromatic middle finger to the entire ocean food web. Except orcas have also had the habit of giving humans gifts. Unprovoked. From 2004 to 2024, there have been almost 40 individual cases of a steroid gigadolphin delivering food to people, straight Uber Eats. These gifts ranged from anything from fish.
I feel like that music is copyrighted music. So I'm just pausing.
It might be, but I doubt it.
It sounds like music from Bleach.
I don't think it is because he uses this music on his own channel, and he has a very, very large channel. Again, I can't remember what the fucking name of it is off the top of my head, but I will try and find it. And if I do,
Casual Geographic.
That's it. Casual Geographic. He's fucking awesome.
To seals to sea birds. And basically it would always happen the same way. An orca would pull up on a person and open its mouth and then drop the gift right in front of them and then just wait to see what would happen. Sometimes the orcas would insist, with the orcas offering it more than once and probably getting offended when the divers wouldn't take it. The only other predator to do something like that would be the false killer whale and him. So what are orcas cooking? Orcas will bait other animals using food, but considering none of the humans involved became hashtags, that ain't it. It could be the cat thing where they see us as emaciated struggle dolphins and are trying to feed us, or they could just be curious and want to see what'll happen. The wild part is these incidents have happened all over California, New Zealand, Norway, Patagonia. That's not just a trend by one or two pods. That's several separate families moving on the same timing. And you know what? There was a time where killer whales and humans were pretty much on wolf timing, with the orcas in New South Wales actually having a history of hunting alongside humans and sharing the result by the law of tongue, authored by a cunning linguist. There's still a lot we don't know about a plus-size salt panda, and the more we try to learn, the more they probably study us too. So I guess the more they know.
Right?
Yeet.
Yeah.
Actually,
So, yeah.
Porpoise and dolphins are extremely intelligent and in ways that we find hard to quantify, right? I don't know of a case of killer whales doing this, or false killer whales for that matter, but porpoise and dolphins will regularly push objects that are of a significant size in the ocean, say mattress-sized or so, and they'll just push it up on the beach. No one's really sure why they do it. They just do. And that can include people. You know, if they happen to find one out there, they'll muck around with it a little bit, might decide to take it to shore. It happens. And I think that's a level of conscious intelligence that we don't give them credit for.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Is like his theory here. I don't know if it's a true thing or not, but I think it's entirely possible he's correct. They are trying to train us.
So
maybe
you're saying that the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was onto something. They just had the wrong species.
Right. Well, technically an orca is a porpoise.
Yeah. But
You know,
get my
giant murder dolphins.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting idea, especially given that we know that they exhibit other very human-like behaviors, like hunting for fun and serial killing.
Hold on. Do you think this is all the precursor to Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home?
No, because those weren't orcas; those were humpbacks, which are actual whales. These are not whales; they're just called killer whales because they're really big porpoises.
I wonder if they could communicate with each other.
Oh, probably.
Poor pie.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Just because we don't understand it. I mean, here's the thing that I always kind of thought was sort of true. It isn't that the natural world doesn't have anything to say; it's that mankind doesn't know how to listen.
Yeah, maybe.
It's entirely plausible to me that orcas and humpbacks could communicate with each other because they're not that far apart. I mean, we can communicate with fucking higher primates through sign language, for crying out loud.
Wasn't that debunked?
Teaching them sign language? No.
Yes. I'm pretty sure it
Coco
was.
did not speak sign language.
Coco may not have, but Coco's not the only example.
I know, but what I'm getting at is typically the level of sign language these animals achieve is greatly overblown by the people who try to portray them as being more educated than they actually are.
No, I get that. I mean, they're obviously they're higher primates. They're not on the same level as we are cognitively. I understand that, and I understand that it would be an extremely limited amount of communication, but we could communicate. I mean, we communicate with dogs, for crying out loud. I think a lot is lost in translation there too. But there are certain things like they will understand when we're happy or unhappy. We will understand when they are happy or unhappy, and that's enough to build a kind of communication, particularly with long-term dog ownership. So I'm not saying that they're on the same level by any means, but I don't see why a humpback couldn't communicate with an orca on some level. Granted,
we have 40 to 60,000 years of coevolution with our modern dogs. There's close to a biological computer system that we developed as a robot attack animal as could exist.
Sure. I could see that.
I took a screenshot of the show and asked ChatGPT to redraw it as though it was a toddler using MS Paint.
Huh.
Okay. Is my nose really that big?
It is now.
I guess it is now.
Huh.
Yeah.
An opportune screenshot with Aaron's comment.
Right.
Yeah.
Think we do in general.
So,
it's captured
now, when the
Gal's
aliens
anger perfectly.
When the aliens dig up the server farm that this particular show was stored in, this is going to be one of the very few uncorrupted files that they can access, but they won't understand the language, and they'll just see this.
I agree, Aaron.
I was going to say, and they'll wonder what the hell Jizzman is.
Yeah.
Off to the side. And they'll know what it is without knowing.
Yeah, we'll know. We'll understand intuitively. Particularly because 3 of the 4 of us are intrinsic to the creation of Jizzman.
It's true.
Say the thing.
Jizzman from space. Thank you. I really wanted to do that.
I know you did.
I just chewed it down.
Honey Elf.
Say nothing.
Hey, Balf.
What's up, Alf? How you doing, buddy? Speaking of controversial horror stuff, did y'all hear about this this flick called The Carpenter's Son that's coming out?
No.
Is it a Jesus reference?
Yes. Specifically from the Gospel of Thomas, which is apocryphal.
I don't know what that word means.
Infancy Gospel of Thomas. It means left out by the Nicene Creed because they decided what goes in the Bible in like the 3rd century.
Mm-hmm.
Or 300th century, something like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
Basically a bunch of fucking church officials got together and says, okay, these 66 books are canon, all this other stuff, we're getting rid of that, and we're going to pretend it didn't happen. And this was in the pretend it didn't happen pile.
Which has some really interesting reading in it if you ever get freaking interested about why things are kind of depicted the way they are in the Bible.
Oh, yes.
The reasons are all in this other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And among them were the Gospels that were written by certain apostles who were not well thought of, like Thomas, who doubted, and Judas, who betrayed.
And this is why people follow whatever some other human says about some.
Yeah, they do that because they have very little education in their souls, but they believe this helps. That's why they.
My religion's right. No, mine's right. No, mine's right.
Yeah. So the point here is that by using what's termed the Gospel of Thomas, or the infancy Gospel of Thomas, this guy's gonna the guy who's making this movie is gonna get some fucking backlash. Like, we're talking like Last Temptation of Christ level backlash.
Some HRC backlash.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be pretty bad. Especially given that this is one of the few apocryphal books that actually talks about Jesus in his teens, right? Which is what this is taking place from. Mm-hmm. And he's putting a horror spin on it.
Okay.
It's going to be a horror movie.
Like I said, Jesus told you, without sin, cast the first stone. When he comes back, he's throwing rocks. You should duck the second you hear the horn.
Wait, please tell me what Aaron just said is fucking true.
What did Aaron just say? Starring Nicolas Cage. Yes. Nicolas Cage is playing the Carpenter, or Joseph.
Awesome.
Yes.
I love this movie already now.
I'm going to have to see it at this point, just for that.
Definitely.
I'm in.
It's a real thing. It's really happening.
I mean, one of the reasons I approve of AI is I'll be able to put Nicolas Cage in virtually any movie I want to.
Yeah.
It's not like he'd say no to it.
I mean,
Nope.
You imagine going back and doing like, let's do something classic, like spiritual kung fu with Nicolas Cage and Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Chuck Norris.
Yeah, but I mean, check out this headline. This popped up when I was putting the show together, by the way, today, like an hour before we went live. This came up on my fucking feed. But check out this headline. The director of a controversial horror movie about Jesus insists it's not as evil as people are assuming. Like, what do you want me to do with that?
How?
Yeah. What are we supposed to do? Just go, okay.
I don't believe you, sir. I mean, I've read a lot of that stuff, and how could it not be exactly what we all thought it was the second you said it was going to be a horror?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be like a, father-son dynamic, and I guess he introduces a stranger character to come in and tempt Jesus and doubt. It says right here, so doubt about the identity of Jesus's real parentage. As a conflict grows between the son and his carpenter father, Joseph, who's played by Nicolas Cage. I don't know who FKA Twigs is, but that's apparently who's playing Mary. And some kid named Noah Jupe will be playing Jesus.
Well, isn't this essentially the Talmudic interpretation of Christian theology?
Yeah, kind of, I guess. I mean, you can't, first of all, to be clear, you can't take the Talmud as like sacred, because it's not, right? Talmud is a collection of fucking rabbis arguing back and forth about different fucking ideas. And some of their ideas are pretty fucking stupid. And most of the time when you encounter the stupid idea in the thing, a couple of passages later, you will encounter another rabbi saying, hey, that's fucking stupid. Like, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but like
that'd
the Talmud
be amazing
is not a
if that's what they said.
Right?
Do a modern translation. And he's like, dude, that's fucking stupid, man.
That's one of the things that drives me crazy about like the Groiper types when they go on and they're like, oh my God, the Talmud says Jesus is boiling in excrement in hell. I was like, no, one rabbi in the Talmud said that and others argued against it. You left all that shit out. It's not a religious text. It's an interpretive text.
Yeah.
Right. Their actual religious texts are very different. You're talking about the Torah, which is the first 5 books of the fucking Bible, by the way, the same Bible that Christians use. That kind of thing. But no, the Talmud is the Talmud is basically their apocrypha. Kind of thing. It's like, yeah, we just throw whatever at the wall and see what fucking sticks. We're just going to have all these ideas, and some of them are going to be really, really bad, and all that. And then, a lot of that shit gets taken out of context. It's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, anytime somebody brings up the Talmud, I'm just like, I mean, it's not 1-to-1.
You remember the intro bit, the 3 rabbis
walk into a bar
at the beginning of the Snatch. No, at the beginning of Snatch, you've got 3 rabbis walking into a jeweler, and I'll leave it at that. But they're having a conversation about. They never really define what the book is that they're talking about, but the whole discussion is about a particular segment of the Talmud, and they're basically, the guys talking is arguing against the virgin birth, but as a bastard birth, rather. Like, for whatever reason, they decided that Joseph couldn't be besmirched, and so the explanation was granted.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting movie, particularly since this guy's clearly not a fan of the source material, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess he is, and he isn't. It's a whole thing. But says he says, I'd say I fear God more than I believe in God. I don't see how that statement makes any sense.
Fear of the unknown.
I mean, maybe, but that's like a really unspecific thing.
You're a really unspecific thing.
On occasion, yes.
No, literally, no one knows your face. Well, most don't know your face.
Yeah, that's true.
Unspecific.
I got to shave off all the tentacles, and that's just not happening.
That sounds painful.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons that I hated the new fucking Predator design in that retarded movie that just came out, right? It's like, you can't just shave his sides of his fucking head like that, because that's not hair. Those are appendages.
It's not a Predator movie. I don't know what you're talking about. They didn't have...
Sure.
There was one that came out recently?
Yeah. Well, Dan Trachtenberg is doing his level best to fucking cut the balls off of that franchise.
They basically had a transgender one in this last bit. I mean, I don't think it actually was transgender, but it was way more effeminate than any Predator.
Is it transgender if it's just a giant pussy?
It's man-made, yes.
I think the next movie should be a bunch of people on these H-1B visas hunting down pedophiles, and then we'll call it Alien versus Predator.
Yeah. I don't know.
Three, technically.
What's really funny about that is that there's actually an old webcomic called Alien Loves Predator in New York. No one can hear you scream. And it's about a xenomorph and a Yautja sharing a rent-controlled apartment in New York City.
Oh, good. I was thinking this is going to be some weird hentai shit.
It gets into some strange shit when they start running into Chris Hansen and Bill Clinton.
So spot on, Abe.
It was a funny comic, but it was a webcomic like 20 years ago.
Is this some of that surprise hentai I hear about?
Yeah.
I was caught off guard by some things in it. Anyway, you know what's funny is the xenomorph's name is Abe. Abe the alien.
Of course.
Yeah.
Not Abe?
No, not Abe. Not Abe. It's just Abe. I think the Predator's name is Preston or some shit like that. I don't know. It's something gay. It's very odd coupley. It's kind of a fun webcomic. I would recommend looking it up. It's still out there on DVD.
Who does the dishes?
That's a point of contention, I believe, actually, that comes up several times.
It's always a point of contention. Anytime you've lived with anyone for any amount of time. Here's the way I handled it. I would wash all the dishes and then put them in a bag, stick them in a closet, and bring plates and plastic forks and shit.
Right.
Just skip that whole fucking process.
Yeah. So back to this thing, this film, this Carpenter's Son thing. Right. Most of this article is not actually about the movie. It doesn't tell me what's going to be like horror about it. Right. Most of this is about like Christian review bombing on Google and IMDb. Most of it is about like people taking issue with like, a teenage Jesus because, he's a teenager, first of all. And secondly, the whole, like, Catholicism, they have this whole idea that Jesus is God, right? Like there's no distinction between the two.
We could workshop it.
Right. But which is weird enough, but they also leave out all the stuff that's actually in the books that were left in the Bible, right? Where Jesus goes to Gethsemane, for example, on the night before and pleads with God and despairs and ultimately accepts that he has to go through with this thing, but he has a moment of doubt, and it was not a moment that was brought to him by Satan. It was, I kind of don't want to do this. This seems like it's going to suck real bad. Please. The exact phrasing, I think, was, let this cup pass from me if it be thy will. Like
modern translation, dude, this blows.
Yeah. He's like, I don't want to do this. I really don't want to fucking do this. If somebody else can do this, please let that happen instead.
Go ahead.
Well, ultimately, he comes around during the course of his conversation with God in the garden, but and resigns himself to his fate. And then when he gets paraded out in front of everybody, he stands up tall and proud because, you know, he needs to. I mean, as tall as you can stand with a bunch of fucking lacerations while you're carrying a big ass piece of fucking wood. But he wasn't inhuman. You know, even in the stories, he wasn't inhuman. He got angry. He clearly was afraid at points. You know, yeah, he has moments where he's going all Avatar state and fucking just kicking ass and taking names, like walking out onto the stormy seas to save that boat, for example, right? But he also, you know, he lost his shit in the temple, right? He was afraid for his fucking life in Gethsemane. You know, he was human in all the ways that matter anyway.
Well, I mean, that's an integral part of the story. The entire concept was the humanity of Jesus as the opposition or in contrast to the divinity of God, and how both can occupy the same space without basically your permission.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just a concept that escapes me, is like if the whole him being God thing, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case at all. Being the right hand of God, sure, but being God himself, I mean, no, you know, God's still doing God things. Like if they were the same person, why would Jesus pray at all? But he was constantly praying. He was constantly talking to Father. Right, capital F.
Well, I can tell on this place you haven't had nearly enough brimstone in your diet. We're going to have to get you in here and save your soul. Now, let's raise an offering.
Yeah, I don't think he was quite that cheesy about it, but
well, I got extra cheese, bro.
It's like he's inject a little Jack Van Impe in the Bible. I think we need a little bit more of that. You know, a little more 700 Club.
A little bit of Creek Flow dollar.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like you guys remember the big controversy about the Da Vinci Code, right? That essentially what it was he had brothers and sisters and they had children. That's it. That's the whole fucking controversy. Like his parents, Mary and Joseph, adopted though Joseph may have been, didn't get married and maybe have more kids in a time when everybody had as many kids as they could on account of the desert killing half of them. You know, like why wouldn't he have brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews and shit like that? Hell, why wouldn't he have gotten married himself? He was a faithful Jewish man, and that was one of the tenets. You know, just because it didn't get talked about too much in the main books, right? The ones that were included, that doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I'd love to see I'd love to see a film adaptation of the Book of Enoch. Oh, that'd be fucking amazing.
That could be pretty good. Yeah,
done in the style of Noah,
with like Russell Crowe as Enoch. Yeah.
Go ahead, you bro.
Shit, yeah.
The second he said it, I went, oh yeah, I could see that done in this particular way.
That's the only face that came to mind was Russell Crowe, man.
Nicolas Cage is the voice of every heavenly form.
Oh, that would be yes.
Yeah.
All right, so he's going to be talking to giants and abominations too, right? So we got.
They're also Nicolas Cage.
I think it should be John C. Reilly, actually.
The giants and abominations of John C. Reilly.
No, they're all Nicolas Cage, but he's channeling his previous roles.
There has to be a scene after the fall of Michael, Gabriel, and Lucifer having a conversation, and all three of them and Nicolas Cage just smarting off at each other.
Hell yes.
Oh, shit.
How amazing would that be?
Is there a Rumble rant, Gal?
Just now.
Fuck.
You can pull it up, though, in StreamYard.
Yeah,
there.
thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you putting that there. I don't have Rumble pulled up, so I missed it. Arden, I apologize about that. Rumble rent for $1 from Ardent Party. Thank you very much. Does Sasquatch know the 5-syllable Jesus? I don't know. Let's ask him. Do you know the 5-syllable Jesus, Sasquatch?
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
What does that mean?
Oh, yeah. It's Jesus.
Jesus. Yes, I didn't. Okay, I guess so. That is from the South.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Southern Baptist.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So,
Nick Cage and John C. Reilly with Shane Gillis. That could be entertaining.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I could be all in on that. I mean, look, that Noah movie was fucking batshit. It was not accurate at all. But it was fun. It was entertaining.
I just want like Gabriel as he's described, Michael as he's described, but both with the face of Nick Cage, and then the devil with like the red scales and the bifurcated tail, and post-fall devil, post-fall Lucifer, right? And it's also Nicolas Cage. I think
of course. Of course.
I mean, you could do that, or you could get the chick who played Lucifer in Passion of the Christ to reprise it or reprise that role. That would be good. I think she was terrifying.
I haven't watched that in a really long time. I think I was on mushrooms the last time I did.
Yeah, there's a sequel supposedly coming out.
Of what?
How? What is this? The Mormon version?
No, it's not. You didn't know about this? No, Mel Gibson is making a sequel to The Passion of the Christ.
It's no longer a meme. There's going to be a Passion of the Christ too.
Yeah, no,
more passion.
Oh wow, this is seriously happening, and it's what happens after it gets back up.
It's that part. That's the part. It happened in Salt Lake City, bro. This is gonna be fucking awesome.
This was a fucking Family Guy skit from 25 years ago, and now it's made manifest. The fuck kind of world do we live in?
I've never seen Passion.
The writers for The Onion quit and began writing for reality.
Right. Gal, you only missed a 2.5 hour snuff film, so it's fine. It's like if we're
as
being
far as snuff film goes, it's kind of classy.
There were some parts in it that were really good. It was really well acted, but honestly, if I'm gonna sit there and watch a man get beaten to death for 2 hours, I'm gonna probably watch something else.
Yeah, I'd just go back to watching cartel murders.
We could also just watch Rocky. I mean, essentially the same story anyway.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong. It was well made. It was well put together. Everybody in it did a stellar job. It's just not a movie that I would go out of my way to watch a second time because it was
Sasquatch. Yeah, that's the biggest controversy about it. Not the fact that it's not the fact that there's a sequel. It's the fact that they're recasting Jim Caviezel.
I would have a problem with that. I mean, I don't know that.
By recasting, you mean bringing him back?
No.
They're casting a new person as Jesus.
Okay.
It's probably going to be a black woman.
That's weird if it's Mel Gibson.
There are mitigating circumstances here. I don't think Jim Caviezel wants to do it again.
Obviously. I mean, surely.
Because the first time around, he was personally actually brutalized and mutilated by motherfucking nature while making this movie. He got struck by lightning. He broke a fucking leg. He broke a rib. He went through it. He went through it making this first movie. There's all kinds of lore on this, gal. It's fucking balls deep.
A lot of that torture you see in the film. It's not entirely not real.
Yeah, he went through it making this movie, and I don't think he wants a repeat experience, especially the lightning thing, right? Because he had talked about that after. He's like, after that happened twice, I thought maybe we shouldn't be doing this.
Interesting.
Twice. Yeah. There was also a few events with like mechanical equipment on set that just the best experts in the industry look at it and go, that should not have happened. And yet there were these problems that were constantly happening.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like a fair representation or something? Like, I feel like religious people really enjoyed it.
Story-wise, it was basically the story of the last 12 hours of Christ's life before the crucifixion, up to the crucifixion. And it's pretty accurate to what's actually in the book. You know, like obviously they took some liberties with how graphic they got, but I mean, you know, I can imagine actually reality was probably worse, and the people who wrote it down probably downplayed how bad it was. But you know, just to
super religious people might conspiracy theorize why the stuff was happening on set then.
Yeah, and also they got a bunch of shit for being anti-Semitic for just making a movie that that showed what's in the book.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, there was a bunch of shit about that. And then, you know, Mel Gibson got drunk and ranted about Jews.
Said some things and stuff. And
but here's the thing.
We've all been there. It's fine. Normal.
You know, if you read the book, if you read the source material, nothing that's in that movie is not in that book, except probably for some of the blood packs. You know, it's all there. You know, the Pharisees are the ones who turned him over to fucking Pilate. Pilate was like, all right, he didn't really do anything wrong, right? I got this other guy over here, though, murdered a bunch of fucking people, but I only got time today to fucking crucify one guy. So which is it? You want seriously this dude over here who hasn't been fucking doing anything wrong? He ain't been hurting anybody. He ain't been saying nothing aside from saying that you guys are a bunch of assholes. That's about it. It's about all we got on him, which is not illegal under Roman law. Saying Jews are assholes, for instance,
right.
Or this guy who's been killing you people, right? Barabbas over here, this dude, actual threat, right? And they're like, oh yeah, get rid of Jesus, get rid of the guy with the mouth. Right. And it's in the book. Now, to be fair, I just paraphrased the fuck out of it. But
Clue's got it.
That's what
he who is without sin kick the first ass.
Right.
Passion of the Christ 2, starring Chris Tucker.
Even Christier.
Yeah. And also Jim Caviezel? Yeah, that was in the Family Guy skit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because nobody back then, no one knew how to pronounce his name.
Yeah, but Mel Gibson at that point in his life called everybody sugar tits. Like, big deal.
Yeah,
that's a compliment.
In Australia,
he's back. He's the man behind the cross.
Sugar tits.
There we go. There you go. There's a different version.
Now make me a sandwich.
I think I like the Sam in this one better.
The Jizz Man is now just a splash of jizz in the background.
I think the AI is getting the point. I think he's getting the idea.
With Gal right in the center of it as well.
Perfect.
I don't really like the representation of me. It's way too happy and it has a heart on the shirt. No thanks.
You're flanked by two green dudes, and it looks like Sasquatch is just watching.
That's why he looks sad.
I mean, I do like green a lot, but
not in your snuffles.
No, Clue. That is from.
It's from an AI toddler.
So yes,
kind of. Yeah. Yep. Fucking Abe's blaspheming against the channel here with that, but
Clue is blaspheming against me.
Green-haired super liberal.
Green-haired super liberal.
You fucking what, mate?
Gussel. It doesn't work. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
And it's calling me a super liberal. That's calling me a liberal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. So, that's really all I had for today. There was this other article I'd pulled up, but I have misplaced it, so it's gone now, unfortunately. But it was talking about in vague terms because, like I said, I didn't. You know, it was a very recent poll about human beings, quote unquote, going backward in time through medical and technological advances, which doesn't make any fucking sense until you get into like the mathematics of like, you know, if you live a year, but the technology extends your life expectancy by a year and 2 months that year. And then this increases exponentially so that you're in effect gaining more time as progress happens than you're losing.
Yeah.
Right. But it's really not that big a deal. It's just more transhumanism shit. So
yeah, it's nothing new. That kind of prediction was made years ago.
Yeah. So we're talking about the guy who made the prediction is the same guy who predicted the fucking cloud and smartphones. So
what about that blonde donkey? She got any more news for us?
Oh yeah, I had a few things. I was just gonna kind of let it rest. Although I do have one somewhere saved that I'm gonna show at some point. But basically, she's like, yeah, I see you guys out there making fun of me, making fun of my teeth.
Well, Bucky, the teeth.
Good. Terrifying. I'm not sure she's human. Those teeth are the reason I say she's AI.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So no, we don't have anything for her this week. There was some brain organized stuff, but there's always brain organized stuff. That's like the fallback to go to. But we've done a show. We've done a good show.
More weird. She's talking about actually using brain organoids in massive multi-online player game, right?
Yeah.
As NPCs. And that shit is fucking wild to me.
Well, they're not just using human brain organoids now either. There was a whole thing she did recently on them replicating monkey brains.
And this is how we get to Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
I just don't have it readily pulled up, or we'd take a look at it. But it's
Science Chipmunk Girl. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one we're talking about. Yeah.
To quote Terrence Howard from Iron Man, next time, baby.
And then he doesn't come back, and I'm sad.
Yeah, I really kind of wish they hadn't replaced him with Don Cheadle. I like Don Cheadle just fine. He was fine in a role, but it really should have been Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard was such a good cast for Rhodey.
Yeah, he really was. You know who was a great
and
cast
to quote
for Captain
Terrence
Planet, though? Huh? Abe knows where I'm going with this. Don Cheadle was fucking the best Captain Planet.
Yep.
That's facts. That is the truth. If you're not familiar with Don Cheadle's Captain Planet, go check it out because he thugs that role completely out.
I'm pretty sure it's Funny or Die is the people who made that. Part of me wants to say College Humor, but I don't think it was College Humor. I'm pretty sure it was Funny or Die.
Well, to quote Terrence Howard from Real World, 1 × 1 = 2.
Yeah, he does.
1 × 0 is not 0.
He does fuzzy math. He's also a big he's also a big proponent of the Anunnaki returning and destroying us all too. I don't know if you guys knew about that.
Yeah.
I mean, once 1 × 1 = 2, the Anunnaki are a small step away, bro. That's not even a problem.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, yeah. Anyhow, we have done a show, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's been a relatively good one, even if I have ranted through most of it. So, I don't know. Suck it. It's my channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, we even had Gal here, with her new hair, sparkling personality and all.
Not today.
Yeah.
That was why I said that.
But that's an inevitability when modern times are what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's anybody out there who hates AI probably more than I do, it's Gal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She hates it so much she doesn't even want to talk about it. I, on the other hand, understand that they're going to come for us and destroy us all with ill intent.
I just know I'm eventually going to be in the trenches shooting the Terminators, so.
Yep.
Fucking whatever.
It's definitely happening.
The upside is the first round you can take out with super soakers.
Good times. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. Chat, you guys are awesome as always. Let's go around and let people know where they can be found, or if they can be found in certain cases. Gal, how about you?
Dermy's channel on Fridays, Static's channel on Thursdays, and here on Saturdays. As it currently stands, I have taken a break from mine because I need it.
Fair enough. Will she
Shining
have different hair next week? Who knows? Stay tuned and find out.
I don't think I'll be on next week.
But she may have different hair, and if that's the case, I'm going to try and get a picture and show you guys if she does. Stay tuned and find out. Will Gal's hair change in 7 days? 7 days. Anyway, Sasquatch, what do you got coming up?
What'd I do? Tomorrow, Blast Radius. No idea what we're doing. I think Captain Curmudgeon is planning on doing a rant on he sent me a message about it earlier. AC/DC, something about AC/DC. I have no idea what it's going to be. I can't freaking wait. He's got something to say, and I'm there for it. Tuesday, the Naughty Corner with AJOT. We're obviously going to be taking a look at some terrible people doing terrible things, and I'm going to laugh at it because I have nothing better to do on the internet. It's probably because I'm a terrible person. I think Wednesday there's supposed to be a Raging Tomato thing I've been invited to. I can't remember what the prompt is on that. Something to do with like longevity on YouTube or something like that. I can't remember. And all of these are at either 8 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And then I'm back over here unless I stumble across somebody that wants to do a freaking interview and can show up on a given day, actually read a fucking clock. Tell time zones, dude. You'd be surprised how many people don't understand the concept of time zones.
I don't know if I'd really be surprised.
You might not.
Yeah.
But then I'm sure Abe would be, because some are really bad at it, dude.
Yeah, Abe streams with people on 3 different continents regularly. He has to know time zones, or none of that works.
Yeah.
Right. No, I get that. But what I'm saying is, like, I bet he's encountered people who just have no concept of how time zones work.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Surprisingly so.
People like that would use something that's quite literally at their fingertips.
Yeah.
Just end it whenever you get a chance. I got to take my daughter to work.
No, fair enough. All right. Abe.
Just follow me on Twitter and Rumble. Abe's going to get you. That'll do.
That's true.
You'll see me on Tuesday with Jack, who's in chat right now for the Jack and Abe show. I'm Dave Chinwag on Wednesday. Stargate streams on Thursdays with the Full Aussie people. Then Friday through to Sunday morning, I'll be back here for Abyssal Musings and Screaming into the Void. I'll be on Rockefeller Plaza. I'll be on Beelzebub. I'll be on the Full Aussie podcast. I'll be on Anime After Dark. Yeah, that's probably about it. And you'll see me everywhere in the meantime.
Seems like you cut some stuff out there, buddy. So, is that it? Is it enough?
Yeah, no, that'll do for now.
Righteous. All right. Well, and that leaves me. I am always here as well. We have Abyssal Musings on Friday nights. We have Screaming to the Void Saturday afternoons. Been doing some more game streams lately. Started doing Sekiro. So if you want to see me punish myself, definitely show up for those streams when they happen. On Monday, I will be on Adam the Renaissance Nerd's channel for Stream of Consciousness, where we're just going to kind of go with the flow, as it were. I don't know. It's not like a tagline. I wasn't doing that on purpose. It just sort of came out of my mouth like that.
That's what you said.
Also, you can find me after Abyssal Musings Friday nights over on Beelzehub for Beelzepub. My buddy Devil Made Me Do Its channel. Tonight, in about 3 hours on Exiled Lioness 2, I will be helping out over there, moderating and producing a little bit for my friend Amira. So look out for that. Otherwise, yeah, we'll be back here next week. See you all then. Thanks for coming. Appreciate all of you. And remember, it could always be worse. It could be raining flaming cobras. Good night, everybody.
Bye.